I've got some daylilies that I just transplanted a few weeks ago. This is from my sister-in-law, Joanne. I do have a couple lupins I picked up this year. I think they were from Home Depot. That one's really pretty. And I got a couple of lupins from my sister-in-law that are taller. These ones are mini. And this one I just transplanted a couple weeks ago from my sister-in-law. I had a bunch of bulbs, 567 to believe it or not. They were crocus, daffodils, tulips, and alliums. Alliums, all of them are pretty much done. Alliums, there's got a couple of blooms left, so I did cut them off. Today I just pulled out all the weeds starting yesterday and today, and then planted a bunch of seeds for the zinnias. So hopefully that'll take the place of that. I'm not sure what that brownish plant is, but it does get little yellow flowers. And a couple phlox that kind of self-seeded there. Down in the front here, I have a Italian ice rose. That'll be pink and white when it actually ends up blooming. I just received that this year from a garden that I ordered from, so that'll be coming in. Got a couple coleus that I planted. I've got a nice white / pink, kind of pink center, if you can see that. Peony, that was from my father-in-law's garden, so that was probably planted 12 or 15 years ago. It's doing really good. I thought I lost it for a while, but it's been babied long, and we got it going. Couple dianthus. This is fire stick, pretty pink. I just planted that yesterday, so that hasn't taken off so good yet. I believe this is another daylily that my sister-in-law gave me. So that was planted a few weeks ago. Bubblegum petunias, super petunias from Proven Winners. I planted that up probably last week, I think it was. Got a couple little flamingos. Some more dianthus. These ones are funky fuchsia, and those are from Proven Winners. I picked those up at Menards or something like that a couple weeks ago. A few more hostas. Got a Forever Red heuchera. I don't know. I've had it for a long time. I've transplanted it a couple times. It usually gets a really bright red. It's not quite so much this time, so we'll see. Then I've got another heuchera over here, and that one is Grape Expectations. Kind of a nice dark foliage here. Got another peony here. This one's pretty old. It's a nice bright red, pinkish. In front of that, I've got a little bit of hostas here that I don't know the name. These are transplants, and as well as some variegated sedum. I don't know the name of that. I picked that up at Mennonite Gardens several years ago. Another pink peony. Then I've got some tuberosa yellow. I think this is butterfly weed. It's called Hello Yellow. So it's going to get some nice yellow flowers on it. Transplanted some sedums yesterday that I received from a friend at work. Some ground cover sedum. Not exactly sure the variety. She told me one was dragon's blood. That should have some red coloring to it, and the others are yellow, I believe. Here's another night before Christmas, and some wild geraniums I've had in here for quite a while. I've got an autumn joy sedum right behind that, kind of mixed. There's several in a little swish here. Right in front of that is the fire and ice, I believe. That's from my sister-in-law again. It's been there a couple of years. All those other ones you saw in the back are transplants from this, as well as I gave some away. Another daylily that's not blooming, that looks like it's doing really good. My white peony in the back there has pretty much finished. It's got a lot of rain, so it's drooped over. Pink one in front of that has not quite bloomed. I put in a couple coleus there earlier, a few weeks ago, and then I have tiger lily right in front of that. This is lamb's ear, but it's not the original lamb's ear. I can't remember what it's called. Stashy something something. Along with some Coreopsis, that'll be yellow. The lamb's ear will be kind of a purple spiky flower. Another daylily. I've got a hardy geranium. This is yellow. The stalk is more woody on this than the original. I think they call these Ito. And behind that is that other purple plant. I don't remember. It gets really yellow flowers in the spring here. And then in the middle here, I have Sally, a clematis. So Sally is putting on some growth, starting to climb up that obelisk. So that'll be fun. It gets white flowers with pink centers, is my understanding. Little kind of stripes on the petals. Some more Stella de Oro daylilies, and then in the back one is another daylily that I've had for a long time that I transplanted. It's kind of a yellow with orange centers. Over on this side, ignore the shed door, that's got to be replaced again. I've got a Rebecca clematis. I just planted that like 2 weeks ago. This is from Donahue's Gardens in Faribault, Minnesota, and that should be putting on some growth here. It had blooms on it originally when I got it, but I see some new growth coming, so I'm excited about that. Got a couple of hostas here. These are, again, transplants from that original I got like 32 years ago from the neighbor next door. A couple lilacs. These are all the same. Most of these are my neighbors, but I've got one right here that I cut way back last fall. I was intending to dig it out, but I never did. So I think I'm just going to trim it back and kind of try to shape it up a little bit and maybe leave that one there. All right, I just added this garden doing the no-dig method. I'm not sure if I like it or not. There's a lot of grass coming through, but I think I might have to put a little more cardboard and some more mulch on top. Got a couple of salvia. This one is Rose Marvel. It's nice pink. It did give a flush of blooms earlier. I cut it back and I can see that it's going to be reblooming here in not too long. This is my original coral peony, and that was where the original stuff was. I still see I got a growth there, so I think I might leave that one and just kind of baby it along. It looks like it's doing pretty good, putting on some new growth. Got my little bird cage, a Mother's Day gift for my wife in there. It looks like sun patience, so a little variety there, and that's kind of pretty. Got down in front here, I've got a few different kinds of sedum. These are from the marketplace, so I don't really know what kinds they are, but there's a little variety, and I can see this little yellow one is putting on some nice, getting ready to bloom really nice. There's like 6 plants here. Behind that, I have some pink Louisia. I planted that a couple weeks ago, probably almost a month ago. And today is June 3rd. So that had a flush of blooms. I cut it back, and it's giving me another show. Shasta daisies. Those were planted about a month ago as well. I have some Veronica, a nice pink. Let me see what name that one is. Pink Potion Magic Show. So those are getting ready to be done. I'll cut those back soon and get those to bloom again. An echinacea right there I got from a friend at work. So I don't know what color it will be. We'll have to see. Over here I've got some phlox. These are regular garden phlox. They're almost done. I cut 2 of them back. This one was still blooming, so I left it. But I see I need to cut that back soon. Right in front of it, I've got some mini balloon flowers. These are purple and white, kind of a white pink. Really pretty, kind of a pink with a darker center and some purple. I got that along with the purpley phlox. I think those are called blue. And then I've got some more Fuji blue balloon flowers. These are tall. These are transplanted. Oh, I left a piece of equipment out here. So let's pick that up. I transplanted that from its original place up by the deck. I just did it a couple weeks ago, and they are surviving well. I can't wait till these put on their show. A couple more of those hostas from years ago. Here's that goat's beard that I was talking about earlier. This gets really tall. It's probably 6 feet tall. It gets really nice white plumes. And this is some of the, I believe it's Ansonia. It gets pink flowers on it. This is my original Elegans. Nice blue hosta. Right in front of it, I got another new one I just planted this year. I lost the tag. I do have them written down, so I'll have to figure out which ones these are and put tags on them again. I've got a Queen of Hearts, Brunnera. That was just planted this year, so that's doing really good. This one is another hosta. I don't have the tag and I can't remember the name. I think it's Fire something. Can't think of it. A couple more coleus down here. Another hosta that I planted that I have to look up the name. And then here I put on made my own little, it used to have a house, a birdhouse on it, and I made my own little begonia tree. These are all plants I purchased at the Mennonite Gardens a few weeks ago. And put some rings on there and made the nice little tree. All right, and I've got a new hosta here, Queen Josephine. She's doing good. This other hosta back here is a Sunshine Glory, so that's doing good. I got another Halcyon back here in the corner. I might have to move him. I Brett Marie Crawford. This is a ragwort, so it gets little yellow flowers, but I like the dark foliage against some of this other green. I got a couple phlox that are self-seeded. I did move them a little bit because they were crowding out that ragwort. I've got some foam flowers up front. These are done. I need to cut off the blooms and they'll give me another little flush here. Here's my original Night Before Christmas hosta. So that's pretty large. I did take out another one just a little bit ago here. I'm not sure exactly what that plant is, but that's transplanted from the original over a few feet. Devon Green hosta, Yellow Bleeding Heart. They never do get really big for me, but that's okay. Raspberry Splash, Pulmonaria. There's a couple birdhouses I put up in here, bird feeders in a house. That's my Montana transplant here. I've got a So Sweet hosta. Another original red bleeding heart. Back behind that, I've got some more of those large fall sunflowers that get the nice big yellow flowers. Get about 5-6 feet tall. This is an unknown hosta that's been here for several years. I'll probably be splitting and thinning that out some. I've got some, I can't think what those are right now. You guys, columbines that are done blooming. I have to chop those back a little bit. Then I've got some more Ansonia. Another peony that has not bloomed. This is more shade, so it's a little bit behind, but that'll get some nice red. And then we just go down the line. We've got some more hostas. That's an unknown plant, but it looks like it might be that Ansonia again. Sorry for the neighbor that he's cutting the grass, so it's a little loud. More hostas here. Some ostrich ferns. I think this is Tiarella that gets little pink flowers, likes the shade. This is my original Dawn's Early Light. It's a little smaller than usual because I have dug up a few pieces of it. And then I go down to the end here. This is ostrich fern. I like how it sways in the breeze. This is my original Empress Wu hosta. It doesn't do quite as well as the big one in the back. But it might be because it's limited a little bit more in space, and it is much more shaded here than in the back. Then I've got a white peony on this side here. Some ditch lilies. They're just the orange. Another Montana Argamontana, or whatever it's called here. I put a little Dawn's Early Light. That one I believe is a Empress Wu as well, that I transplanted probably 2 years ago. I've got a new hosta. This is stained glass. I just received that one. Put a couple of coleus in. This is another hosta. I think it's curly. No, this is not curly fries. It's fire something. Can't remember this. I call it a sweet pea, but it's a little pretty kind of blue that fades to pink. I moved a piece of the Christmas hosta night before Christmas here. I think this is Earth Angel. It's kind of a nice variegated, if you can look at that. It is rather large if you look at the leaves compared to my hand here. T-Rex hosta I got from the Funky Garden many years ago. He's doing good. I just moved a couple ostrich ferns over here, as well as the Golden Tiara hosta. A couple of Coreopsis I received from my sister-in-law a couple years ago. I do have several, I think they're white diamonds and pink diamonds, hydrangeas. So these will put on a little panicle show a little bit later in the year. They are doing very good. I did cut them way back last fall, so we will see what they do. Lily of the Valley, I just planted that like last week from some plants I received from my sister-in-law. Got a little pink peony, and this is a nine bark. I think it's something wine, and I can't think of what the name is.